Hey guys, All American Critic here with a sort of a special review. This is going to be my first non-anime review on my channel. Tonight we're going to be talking about the Goosebumps movie. Now, I went into this movie kind of with like mixed expectations. I kind of thought it was either going to be really, really bad or I was really, really going to like it. And surprisingly, I'm kind of meh. It's an okay experience. If this is all you're going to watch of this review, I'd recommend go try it out. It's worth watching. Let's just get right into it, I suppose. The idea, how they executed the idea, was okay. Going into it, I was a really big fan of the TV series back from like the 90s and the books. I actually had like the first like 40 or 50 Goosebumps books, I'm pretty sure. And unfortunately, as I got older, my mom started to give them away to... I have like a lot of cousins and stuff, and she started to like give them away, which I'm still a little bitter about, but it's okay. Life goes on, I guess. But as a fan of the series, before I ramble on too much, I was going into this expecting it to be... hoping it, rather, to be a little bit like the show itself. And I really didn't get that vibe from it. I was really missing like the musical score from the show, from the opening theme, if you know what I'm talking about. And while the movie was okay, the execution of it was just different than what I expected. But it's different in bad ways and different in good ways. Let's go with the good ways first. I liked how it wasn't centered around one of the Goosebumps monsters. You had like a myriad of different Goosebumps monsters involved in this movie, and I don't want to spoil it, but like the main villain was a perfect choice, because he's like an iconic Goosebumps antagonist. So I thought that was a really good move. I thought that the idea of how the monsters come into the real world was executed really well. Yeah, let's get to like the bad differences. Just overall feeling, I didn't feel like the twist that was involved in the story. If you read Goosebumps books, you know that there's like a lot of really good twists in there. And I feel like the twist in the story was kind of predictable, especially if you had read the books. Again, I don't want to spoil it, but if you read especially a certain book, in fact the second Goosebumps book I ever read in my life, sort of reveals the twist that's in this movie. But aside from that, I really did not like the weird voice that Jack Black did as he was portraying R.L. Stine. I really like Jack Black. In fact, I really love, one of my favorite movies actually is that 2005 King Kong, because I don't know why it's one of my favorite movies. I just always captivated by it, and I think that movie is really underrated for what it is. It's way too long. I'll give it that. But I like Jack Black. I think he's funny, but I think he can play serious a little bit. And in this movie, I feel like he was kind of like struggling to find a balance, because he was kind of funny, but he does this like really weird voice at times, and I just wasn't feeling it. Going into the comedy aspect of this, that's my biggest flaw with this movie, is there are way too many characters trying to be funny. And comparing that to the old Goosebumps show, like, yeah, you might have had like one or two like characters that were trying to be funny, but there was like a horror theme to the show that was existing. It wasn't like about the comedy. This movie was like more about the comedy, and I didn't really like that. It's cast pretty well. One of the girls from Workaholics is in it. She's actually pretty funny, but the two characters I hated the most were there's a police force in town, and they're like really lousy at their job, and for some reason they're just like unnecessarily trying to be funny with them, even though in the story they get like taken out of commission. Like they already get eliminated. There was no reason to make them like dumb too. Like you could have just made them like trying to investigate, and they get thwarted somehow. You didn't have to make them like so unnecessarily stupid with like stupid jokes. Another annoying character was Champ, the main character's best friend, and pseudo best friend. He's really just annoying and kind of just hangs out with him. He just has a bunch of stupid lines in this movie. He's trying way too hard. He just tries way too hard. And it really didn't need to, because the good aspects of this movie really stand out. It looks really good. Some of the cast members do a pretty good job. It has a huge, wide variety of Goosebumps monsters. If you're into the Goosebumps books, I think you're going to like a majority of this movie. But there are just a lot of drawbacks to it that might take you out a little bit. It's going to leave you with like more of a headache than like laughter or suspense or anything. But that being said, it was an okay watch. I definitely recommend it for kids. It's not like too scary. I think it's rated like PG, so you don't have to worry about like kids being scared. If you are a fan of the old Goosebumps books, it's kind of good nostalgia to see these monsters again. Jack Black did an okay job. Some of the actors also did an okay job. It's a little predictable at times, but it was an okay ride. Grade-wise, I'm going to give the Goosebumps movie a C. So, yeah, that was my first live-action movie review. Tell me what you guys thought of the Goosebumps movie. Do you think I was maybe too harsh on it? Or do you agree with me? Also, tell me down below what your favorite Goosebumps book is, because I have a really hard time deciphering that one. Because there's just so many. I mean, I remember like ones like My Harriet's Adventure and the Monster Blood series and Night of the Living Dummy all stand out. But then there's like Stay Out of the Basement. There's just so many. I could go on and make a stupid, really long video about like how many Goosebumps books I love. But there's so many that are really good. Tell me down below what your favorite one is. Stay tuned tonight. I'm going to be having Monday night vlogs. And I'm also, probably before that, I'm going to be uploading a Shiki review. Lots of videos getting done today, guys. As always, thank you. Please subscribe. And yeah, this is the All American Critic, signing out.